All right, how are we doing today? A special show today. Every show is special. I don't know why I say that. First of all, let me adjust the lights. How is everybody doing today? Oh boy. I'll tell you, I look outside and it's dark, cold, and dark. I mean, it's just, raise your hand if you're depressed. Raise your hand if you got out of work today and you started driving home and you said, where's the sun? What have they done with the sun? With a little trickery and a little time warp, it is now dark on your drive home. And I'll tell you what some people did, which was really a good thing. I'm driving, and you know how I am about people not being where they should be, especially in the dark. I saw two people walking, and they had great neon bracelets on. They were kind of walking on their way to the train or from the train, and they had these... see, that's being proactive about saving your life and not ending up as a hood ornament. It's the holidays. You have enough ornaments. Don't be one yourself on the front of a Cadillac or my Jeep. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to end pretty. Because nobody can see what's going on. It's pitch black out there. I tell you all the time, I'm driving around, I see people riding their bikes on the LIE. Like, there's no bike lane. That's not a bike path. What are you doing? Be proactive like these two people. Put on some neon and get home safe. I mean, isn't that the goal? I'm sure somewhere somebody loves you. It might not be on this show, but somebody out there loves you. So, anyway, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, funny man Stevie K. Of course, still remote, still not in the studio. I'm just giving up. I'm gonna have to start my own podcast show, which you know how that'll end up. I'm gonna go from 11 listeners to 2. So, what a weekend! Did you all have a nice weekend? What did you do? Tell me what you did this weekend. I'll listen. I'll have a drink while you tell me. What did you do? You already bored me because I can top what you did this weekend. We had, if you see, look at that. Look at that. I'm not doing my impression of a windshield wiper. We had a birthday bonanza. Not just any birthday bonanza, but a star-studded extravaganza. A fantastico party, which we had for my dad. Great birthday party, a lot of fun, I think. And I'm going to talk first things first. Okay, so I have you, as you can see, look at that. Right off the bat, look at this balloon. Happy birthday, Dad. See, I don't just get any general balloon. I go to the nines, okay? So I go into the local store, and I think this will be easy. Nothing is easy. If you know me and you know my life, there hasn't been a day since I've been born that has been easy. So I go in to get a balloon, right? And there's a woman in front of me, and I see that she has the young girl, getting balloons ready for her. She's obviously on her way to some kind of community birth, bridal, baby showery something, and she's got pink and blue balloons, and the girl's never stopping. 98, 99, because the woman's like on her cell phone while the girl's making the balloons. Then she's like, oh my God, I wanted 3 more blue and 2 pink, and can you tie 14 of the blue with 11 of the pink and 12 pink with 7 of the blue? So I wanted to take the balloon streamers and strangle this woman, you know. But again, I don't want to be in prison this weekend for my dad's birthday. We have enough problems, let alone finding bail money and a lawyer. Did you ever try to find a bail bondsman on the weekend? It's impossible. So I held it together. I'm doing a lot better now with my meditative app, Yap. It's my yoga app, Yap. And I take my deep breathing. I have friends that always tell me, do your deep breathing. And as a personal trainer, you think I would know this, but I pull it together. And finally, the other girl, the second girl, helps me, and she goes, can I help? I said, yeah, I just want 1 balloon. Just 1 stinking balloon. The one that says, happy birthday, Dad. She says, no problem, she gets it for me. So that was that done. Okay, one thing done. Now I'm doing, I like to be creative. I'm getting this special gift for my dad. I made this book. At CVS, you can make these great photo books. So I did one for my parents' anniversary. I made a nice photo book, very nice. I'm anything if not sentimental and nostalgic, as you know, along with sarcastic and angry. It's a very eclectic mix. So I put together, and I have it here to show you. Came out magnificent. I work on it really late one night, and it's supposed to be ready at a certain time. I go into the CVS, and I say, I'm here to pick up my CVS photo book. And the woman goes, I don't think so. I don't think so, she says, as she so incendiarily sips on her Dr. Pepper with her smugness. I'll never forget that face. And she says, I don't think so. So I said, well, I'm supposed to pick it up. Actually, it was supposed to be ready early this morning. It's the afternoon. You should have it done. And she says, well, our printer has been down, so I don't think so. So I said, well, look, before I commit a second murder of the day at a CVS, let me speak to a store manager. Is there anybody above you? Who's above you at this CVS? So she radios back, and the 14-year-old girl comes up, and she says, yeah, can I help you? And she's chewing on gum and playing on her phone. So I said, I don't understand. She said, well, yeah, it's down. So I said, well, someone needs to call me and let me know this. It's a birthday gift. I need this photo book. You don't understand who you're dealing with. I'm someone that's unstable and has just escaped from Pilgrim State to come to this CVS. And she said, well, let me see what I can do. So she does nothing, but the other kid comes up, really nice young man. I got to find out his name because he saved the day. He said, let me reboot it. He does it in 5 minutes. He reboots it, reprints it. I'm on my way. I wish I knew his name. I was so, disoriented and upset that I didn't take the time to. I really thanked him, but I want to give him a shout out, and I want the other two working on the unemployment line. So here's the result of this effort was this beautiful, look at this, fine grained, beautiful, embossed with a texture that I can't describe, but it's gorgeous. I wish I had a pair of pants like this. And as you can see, it's the front cover is the car show from Long Island. As you know, I go and me and my dad attend many car shows across Long Island. Sometimes my brother comes, try to do it. It's fun. My dad, is a big car model guy. He's very, very big in the car industry. He's been written up in Newsday, very famous. So it's all these car shows. You can see beautiful, nice pictures, and I got to show you one. My dad's going to get embarrassed, but I'm a Jack LaLanne aficionado. I see these two pictures. Look at this. This is my dad and Jack LaLanne. Look at this. They look very similar right there. My dad actually is out posing Jack. So anyway, this was the result of that. Okay, number 2 problem solved. I got my balloon. I got my book. The birthday is coming together. My mom says, what else can I get my dad? What else can I do for this man? So I say, oh, you know what? Let me get him a cool pair of sweatpants. I run to Marshall's. Mistake, I know. Don't even tell me. Marshall's, we all know the story of me and Marshall. I walk in, the line's to the back, so I turn around and walk right out. I have no interest in being in Marshall's. They're playing Christmas music, just everything annoying about that place you can imagine. So I go to TJ Maxx, my old friend TJ. Place is empty, 2 people online, nothing. I find a pair of sweatpants, beautiful. I have it right here. And as you can see, this is a nice pair of sweatpants. Okay? Beautiful. Jogger pants. It's gorgeous. I give it to my dad. He loves it, and he tries it on, and he says, what does he say? He says, I love them. They're great. Now I know my dad. He goes, I love them. They're great. I go, do you want me to take them back? He goes, could you? Of course I can. Because, of course, you know me. I keep receipts. I put tags on things. I don't take anything off. Because I know everything eventually is going back. We're all going to go back. So, including this bad hair day. So, but I think overall, the birthday turned out, I hope, well. But don't take it from me. You already know I'm a raving lunatic. Let's see if we can find out more information about this day and how it went. So don't move. Let me see if I can find out a little more, because you know me, I like to provide information for my listeners. Okay? Stay right there, amuse yourself. You get a good view of the balloon, maybe have a drink. Take a moment, I'll be right back. I'm back, and I might have the source of the information you're looking for. Look who just happened to stop by for a visit on the Steve Square Show. Watch the cord. Hold on. Here, sit down here for a second. Here's my dad to really say if he had a good birthday. Be careful. There you are.
All right. Hi. Steve worked tremendously hard.
Thanks.
So on my birthday, so it was really great. He did a hard job, tough job. He made it all perfect.
You can say hi. I think Mom's watching.
Yeah. Hi, Ma. Hi, Al. All right.
So, as you can see, my dad had a tremendous birthday, but it was a lot of effort. But we had a good time, right?
Oh yeah.
Had good food. Had a good party. Boy, this is the first. But this is not the first time you've been on my show. You were on doing models.
Yeah.
You know, my dad does models. I showed everybody your book.
Oh yeah.
Now, and you really want these sweatpants going back?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Get off. You're off the show.
All right.
All right, there you go. All right.
Thanks, Steve.
Hold on.
This is so unfair!
You good?
Okay, good.
That's fun. You okay?
That was good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's cold down here, Steve.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
So you never know who's going to stop by the show. What a treat! My dad stopped by. I threw him on the show. That was fun. And he read the script just as I wrote it. My dad is a ham. He loves being on the show. What is going? Look at this thing. This is not working. So anyway, that was fun. You know, my dad got pulled over. I said, get off. My dad was freaking out.
now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
So, if you're, and don't worry, the plant is here. I got everything here. Don't fret. I know everybody's like, where's the plant? Where's the plant? Everybody always asks me that. I didn't see the plant. The plant's getting too big to put on a show anymore. Let's get rid of some business to take care of. You know, it is that holiday time. I'll be doing Toys for Tots, as always, and I'll tell you how you can donate a toy to the Tots. But here is a turkey and food drive. Friday, November 18th, that'll be this week, at the Bethpage main branch. This is in Oyster Bay. What can you do? You can make a no-contact donation of frozen turkeys or non-perishable items at the Bethpage headquarters. This is on 899 South Oyster Bay Road, Friday, November 18th from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And this is from Long Island Harvest. They do a great job. Island Harvest, yeah, they do a really good job. And definitely, you know, frozen turkeys, anything perishable, great job. You know, it makes me think. I was watching last night on the History Channel, Food That Built America, and we've talked about this. I love that show. So they were doing John Kraft, the founder of, yes, macaroni and cheese, the founder of saturated fat for millions of Americans. He's killed millions of Americans over the time. But this guy, you got to give it to this guy. He loses his job. This is in the late 1800s when you didn't buy, there was no cheese. If you bought cheese, it was those big giant barrel, you know, big wheel of cheese, and they cut you off a slab. It was moldy green. Nobody was buying cheese. There was no supermarket. You weren't buying cheese because there was no Kraft cheese yet, or any cheese. So I love that world of no cheese. I wish that world would come back of no cheese. But anyway, this guy, he takes the $65 he has to his name. Okay, and back then that was worth way more than $65. I mean, it was worth way more than that guy has at crypto coin, Bitcoin. We'll talk about that guy in a minute. But so he where were we? We were he has the $65. Okay, and he starts trying to find a method of cheese that will last longer than it getting cut from a wheel and you had to buy. He's like, how can I package it, can it, preserve it, do something so it lasts? And he spends years, and the $65, of course, and he spends years sitting in his basement playing with cheese. All I have to say is, how did that work out for him? So here's my tip of the day. Find something you love. Grab an egg. Do something. And sit in your basement for 5 years and see what you can come up with. Who knows? He invented cheese, for God's sake. I mean, right? I mean, of course. He gave up 5 years of his life, but would you do that for, the empire he had built? Of course you would. I would. I'd give up a lot more than that. So anyway, that was the Kraft cheese guy. I also watched, which was interesting, they did a thing on potato chips, Herman Lay and Lay's potato chips. So the potato chip battle was between Lay's potato chips, and then Procter & Gamble comes out with the Pringles. They were the source and the founders of the Pringle in the can. You remember, Pringles, they're in every store. So Herman Lay, here's a little bit of sour grapes, if you will. Herman Lay gets so jealous that he's finally got competition. He owned the potato chip market and loved it. Because back then it was such a monopolistic world, right? Nothing was invented. So if you invented something, you were the only one that did it, right? Kraft had cheese. Each guy had their own thing for the most part. Hershey had chocolate. There was no competition. And we thrive on competition. So Herman Lay was the potato chip guy. You want a potato chip, you got to go knock on Herman Lay's door. But Procter & Gamble comes out and says, hold the phone, hold your potato chip, hold your dip, please, because we come out with something almost like a potato chip. So it's this dehydrated whatever it is. And it looks like a potato chip. It's in a can, and they're having great commercials. The guy with the mustache, great gimmick, great ad. They taste good. They're not broken. They're all uniform, right? You love that shake in the can. But Herman Lay, with his sour grapes, takes the Pringle and Procter & Gamble to court and says, this is not a potato chip. It doesn't meet the criteria for them calling themselves a potato chip. So I want you guys, the next time you're in a market, to look at a can of Pringles. And if you look at the small writing, it says potato crisps. They're not allowed to call themselves a potato chip. Again, what would I say? How's that working for them? Still fine. You could call it, blank on a stick. People still love Pringles. Because it's actually, what it has done is, it's kind of been, it's larger, it's expanded beyond the name, right? It's broadened itself beyond a potato chip. It's a Pringle. It identifies itself with the brand name, right? Like it's saying, almost like a Hershey, it's a chocolate bar. You don't have to say chocolate bar. So a Pringle the connotation is a potato chip. So what does he care? He calls it anything he wants. Doesn't matter. It didn't hurt his or Procter & Gamble sales of Pringles. They're one of the biggest selling potato crisps. I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't want to get sued on the Steve Squire Show for calling a Pringle a potato chip. Anyway, you see, you get hard-hitting information here. You don't get soft news here. You want politics, you go to the news. You want Pringles, you want cheese, you come here to the Steve Squire Show. You want cameos by my pop, you come here. You want a plant, a balloon, that's where you come. You come here. You don't go somewhere else. You want politics, you go on any station. We don't give anything hard-hitting here. I give useless information for 59 minutes. That's what we give here. The other minute, I'm drinking the Celsius. Oh, God, it's disgusting. It's warm. Oh, boy, I hate this cold weather. It's so chilly. It puts you in a depressed mood. And it's just, this is it, man.
Now, and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Now, that was a bit of audio we got from the Great Neck contingency over in Great Neck. The Great Neck Library was having an election, their own little election. To, I guess, the board, they were getting whoever's on the board of this Great Neck Library nonsense. And there was some debate, there was protesting because of the votes and how it was counted, and, because of all that hubbub that's going around election processes, this is what's going on. So, what happened here? There was a whole thing, but this is the greatest part. It says here that this woman, a bunch of others, about 20 others, it wasn't a big protest, held up signs and sang songs demanding every vote be counted in the election for these really obscure, non-important, non-related to anything of importance, library seats to determine the fines that people can be levied on a late book. These people thought enough to make a sign. These people thought enough to actually think of a song that goes with the silly sign and take a day off here. This is unbelievable. I mean, you gotta have something better to do on a Sunday, because this was a Sunday. It's your day off. Why are you walking outside? Be with your family. Do something, for God's sake. This is what you're doing with your Sunday. You're singing songs for, what do you, this is not, you're not fighting for the 25th Amendment, or was it the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote or something like this. This is not some kind of big movement. These are two libraries. Nobody cares. It's not even an election. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is my problem. I have problems, and this is one of them. You're wasting time. That's a WOT, waste of time. Come on. I'll tell you another waste of time. Let's get into a little politics, shall we? I'll get into it. Now, I'll tell you though, I've been to these little town hall meetings and things. If you do anything in your life, if you've learned anything from me, the Steve Square, you learned nothing from the other Steve, because he's not even here. If you ever learned one thing from me, learn this, please. Go to a town hall meeting in your local town. Please, I beg you. Let me beg better. I beg you. Because that's where the real action's going on. Forget about your big-time politics. Forget about your congressmen and your governors and your presidents. No. You want to get in on the grassroots, the real dirt. You go to one of these town hall meetings. They're posted in your library or somewhere. Call up the village hall. Call up your village hall. Say, I'm a resident of this village. I'd love to be present. When is your next town hall meeting? They'll tell you. You go there. Man, I went to one of these, and I'll tell you which one I went. There was a new barbecue restaurant opening up in town called Smokin' Owls. You're probably familiar with it. I'm not a barbecue aficionado, but apparently it's one of the best barbecues you can get. They had one location in Bayshore. Now they're opening up another one. Okay. They're opening up this other one in Massapequa. This was a few years back. Steve, I wish Steve was here because I think he went with me. So we just for fun, we went. We had no dog in the fight. And the place was, because you put barbecue in a town, you're disrupting the whole town. And the people were up in arms because they were taking up the parking spaces for all the other stores on the strip. So again, jealousy roots its ugly head, and the people really were more upset that their businesses were not doing as well, and this barbecue joint comes in because there was a music store and people weren't going, and cleaners and a pizzeria. These people, I'm telling you, people want cured, salty barbecue beef. That's how you get people in the door. You don't get them in with music lessons, you don't get them in with dry cleaners, and you certainly don't get them in with a library. Barbecue beef. That's how you get customers. If I was cooking right now, you want me to I'll tell you how I can if I wanted to up my viewership on this show, I say for everybody viewing, you get one free coupon for anything smoked and barbecued at Smokin' Owls. I have 4 million views right now. But I don't do that because I'm above that. I'm above barbecue. So, but the people were screaming. The smoke, the smell of the smoke, and the this and that. And they had some representative, some used car salesman representative from Smokin' Owls comes down and he says, look, he's got the big cheesy smile. He goes, we're here for everyone, the whole community. It can only benefit. It's a symbiotic relationship. If we're doing busy, that's only going to mean your place are going to get spillover traffic. Of course he knows nobody's... only if they spill barbecue sauce and they need to get their shirt done at the cleaners next door. Nobody's reaping benefits. How's a music store going to reap benefits if someone's eating a barbecued chicken leg? They're not! So, but people were screaming. It was on the local news. Go to a local one of these town hall nonsense meetings. Man, the point is too much time. I don't have that kind of time. Although that time I did. I want to tell you, this is great. I'm looking up here. Now I voted. I didn't even get a sticker. I only went to get a sticker, but I didn't get a sticker. I got this paper here, and it says some of the salaries of these jobs. It's unbelievable. Let me see what page that's on. Here, these are all the candidates. I don't know. I've never seen any of these people. I don't know any of these people. Not a clue. Shows you how much I know. The only thing I do know is I don't know any of these people. And I doubt they're going to help me. That's one thing I can tell you for sure. Where is the salaries? Wow, look at how many people ran. Look at all these people. Oh my God. Assemblymen, congressmen. Look at this. But where were the salaries? I thought they listed the salaries. No salaries here. Oh, okay. I was hoping they listed, I guess they used to list the salaries of these positions, Some of these people get an enormous amount of... Oh, here we go. So, look at some of these jobs. So the governor, you want to know what your governor makes of the state of New York? $250K. It's a pretty good job. I'd be governor for $250K. She's doing better than the senator because Chuck Schumer's not making that. $174K. Let's go to some other positions. Let's see what we got here. Let's say a New York State Supreme Court justice making about 210. Some of these salaries are amazing. Attorney General, 220. I don't even know what they do. A family court judge, 210,000, and it's a 10-year term. And they're not even voting. Half of these people are running unopposed. I don't understand how this all works. Anyway, really big-time salaries here. I don't make that here. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Now I'm probably getting in trouble for relinquishing their salary, but it was public knowledge. I'm not privy to anything you're not privy to. Town hall meeting. Town hall meeting. I got something. I was actually, is it in this? Let me see something. I have to put a junction on here. Oh, here it is. I have to get an injunction. An injunction. I have to get a stop on something. You remember several shows back, many moons ago, I was talking about pickleball, and I'm saying pickleball is a craze. It's starting to get popular. It's starting to get on the radar of people. Little did I finish that statement, and let's fast forward. Here we go, November 17th on CBS, Pickled, hosted by Stephen Colbert, and competitors will include Will Ferrell, Dirk Bentley, I don't even know, Sugar Ray Leonard. Look, they really, oh my God, Kelly Rowland. So it's not really the A-list. Emma Watson. Country singer Jimmy Allen. Anyway, it's not like they're getting big-time people. But, boy, Will Ferrell's career has gone down. He's got to appear on Pickled. So anyway, they're having a show hosted by Stephen Colbert called Pickled, which will be a tournament of stars created by pickleball fan Stephen Colbert. I was the first to talk about this pickleball, not this idiot. This is it's oh my God. This is Kevin Hart's gonna be there. Oh my God, come on. Very upset about this. Very upset. Did you see this? This is really some big news. There will be another A Christmas Story. We all know the great Christmas Story from 1988. I don't know. When was A Christmas Story? Help me out here. 1988, I think it was. A Christmas Story with Peter Billingsley. Sorry. You know the movie. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I want the Raging Red Rover BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. That is now going to be a makeover, and they're doing, he's now playing a dad with his kids, and it's called A Christmas Story Christmas. Will be airing, when is this mess airing? This is going to be November. Again, it's going to be opposite Pickled. I hope this knocks Pickled right out of the booth, because Pickled is going to be opposite, airing against this on November 17th. Big day, November 17th. That's coming up this week. This is going to be on HBO Max. Wow, guess how old Peter Billingsley is? He's 51 years old. And he reunites with the role and setting of A Christmas Story, the 1983 family comedy, 83, I'm sorry, that became a holiday classic. With Ralphie. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. He was Ralphie, and his dad, played by the great who played his dad? Darren McGavin. I think I'm right, yes. Played his dad. Now, here's some interesting facts about the original movie in 1983. They shot it in Cleveland, and it was getting closer to springtime, no snow, to shoot this movie. So they used detergent, and that's what they put for the shots, laundry detergent. Yes. I always tell you about Halloween. I was telling this with my mom. The movie Halloween, it was shot in the summer, and they wanted a fall look, so they painted the leaves, and they were throwing leaves down. But if you look at the trees, they're all green. The magic of film. So it was such a great movie, and you know how it plays over and over on a marathon. They did this. This is where I got 88 from. So in 1988, they did this as a stunt, as a kind of a gimmick, a gaffe, where they played it as around the clock. And it became so huge that the demand was so high that it's now become a traditional Christmas marathon that they do. It's on TBS. I think it's on another station, like USA does it. And they play it round the clock, Christmas Eve through Christmas Day. Excuse me. And it's such a classic, quintessential Americana movie, right? We can all relate. I think that's why we all love it, because it gets over 40 million views a year. I mean, people are locked into this, which is 40 million is really big, because you got to think with the way media is now, with streaming and networks and channels and what you have at your fingertips, for 40 million people to lock into one thing is pretty amazing. I can't get 40 people on this to lock into the Steve Squared Show. So 40 million, pretty big. So let's see how this, I'll talk about it next week. I'll watch it. I still haven't watched the Weird Al biopic, I'm sorry, with Daniel Radcliffe on Roku. I just can't find myself to do the Roku thing. But I will watch this Peter Billingsley reboot or makeover of, it's not a makeover, it's kind of a sequel, if you will, of A Christmas Story, called A Christmas Story Christmas. It's a bad title. But it should be. What do you have any favorite? There was so many scenes from that movie. My favorite scene is when the father opens the lamp, and it says "fragile" on the wood casing, that famous wood casing, and he goes "fragile." He goes, "It must be Italian," and he pulls out the leg lamp, and Peter, who was Ralphie, goes over and he looks up at the lamp and he's feeling it, and he's feeling the leg, and the father puts it up in the window for everybody in the neighborhood to see, and the mother's like just aghast. Such a great classic scene. There's so many great scenes when they have to have dinner in the Chinese restaurant and they cut the goose's neck off, and the dog taking the turkey, and there's so many great and they really, I love, and the attention to detail. And the detail is what's excellent. The real feel of that time period, of that 1940s, 50s, listening to radio shows, how important that was, in your comic books, and the family visit to see Santa Claus. And it was a very different, simpler, yet complicated time. But that's, washing your mouth out with soap, which was actually done. These punishments that we laugh at today, but these were things that were in use, was really amazing. And I think that's why we love the movie so much, and people are so locked into it. The kind of crazy dad who changes the tire, right? They get a flat tire and he goes, "Time me, Ralphie!" And he tries to get, because he's so, the crazy dad is like how fast can I change a tire? Like, these are the dad things. So it's pretty funny. It's good. So I'm very interested in to see the new sequel. When is November 17th? Today's the 14th, 15th, 16th. That'll be Thursday. So I will not be watching Pickled. I am protesting Pickled. I'll actually be filing some kind of court paper, so hopefully nobody will be watching that on Thursday. They'll all be watching A Christmas Story Christmas. And that's all I have to say on that. I need a sip. Good birthday for Dad. He seemed pretty happy with everything except my sweatpants. He loved the book. Hated the sweatpants. So I guess it came out. But what else did I get? I got him a few things. I got him a model. My dad loves car models, but I got a Statue of Liberty model. I thought that would be cool to do, because I said you do a million cars. So always on his birthday, I try to give him something different. I gave him the Hulk one year. He did the Apollo, the moon landing one. So I always try to interject. I got a Schwinn bicycle once. That was cool. I love Schwinn. I have a Schwinn bike. So I thought that would be fun. I'm all about fun. Get yourself a can of Pringles and a piece of Kraft American cheese. That's a great way to spend a Saturday night. Oh, did you? And staying on politics, so that student loan. Remember, the president had this thing. Hey, don't worry about it. It's gone, like it never happened. They should have did that. You know what they also should have recalled? People's driver's license who can't drive and their diplomas who can't do a thing with it. It's all gone. You know that degree you have? I just took it away. Boom. Boom. It's gone. But now, some crazy Texan judge or something put an injunction, which I'm trying to do to the Pickleball show. He did to this, plan of the president's to have the student loans recalled. Now, I'm kind of on the fence here. Because I went to college and I had to pay back my student loan. I think it's a good lesson to pay back your loans, right? But at the same time, when I heard this, I ran out and applied to Harvard Law School. And now what am I going to do? I can't pay $3 million to go to Harvard Law School. How am I going to pay that now? I said, boom! As soon as I heard that on the TV, I ran out and applied to Harvard Law School. Just like Reese Witherspoon did in Legally Blonde. I said, this is fantastic. This is the only thing keeping me from becoming a lawyer at Harvard Law School is the $6.5 million it costs to go there. But boom, it's on him. Now this crazy judge says, oh, whoa, Nelly. And he pulls it back. And now people are panicking because a lot of people were like, this is great. And now they're like, what? So, I don't know. I'm fearing that a lot of you people out there, you better start taking out credit cards. And it's a good thing I didn't get until Harvard Law School. It's a good thing. They said, that's not happening. I don't care who's flipping the bill. You're not going nowhere. No law school for you. So what am I going to do? I thought, that would be a great story. Anyway, well, so I'll keep you abreast of that. I'm sure you're interested. And that leads into my next story of this other knucklehead, Sam Bankman-Fried. What is his name? Sam Fried. This other cryptocoin currency crap that I've said has been crap. I said this is crap. These fake virtual money that nobody knows what it is. It doesn't do anything. It's one of these fantasical non-things that, make like 4 people money, right? And it's not real money. Again, this is a right out of Wolf of Wall Street thing. And boom, this guy get lost. So this is great. This is actually, I almost love this better than winning the Powerball. If I couldn't win the Powerball, this is the next best thing for me. Is this jackass, this phony baloney moron, this 11-year-old kid that was the CEO of some, he was good on an app, and he somehow absconded and fiddled with this crypto crap, and he made $16 trillion, and of course he lost it all in an hour and a half. That's why you don't hit the delete button he hit escape by accident. You got to know what you're doing on the computer. You see what you're doing? I always tell my mom, don't wait. Watch what button you're pressing. Because this guy, he had a bank account a week ago, or less, he was like the 95th richest person in the world. Now he's shopping at Target. I saw him the other day online at Marshall's. He also was buying a pair of sweats. Because he don't need no suits anymore. No siree, Bob. He's shopping at Marshall's. He's not the 95th richest person in the world anymore. I think he went down a bit. He's now the 4 billionth richest person in the world. Oh, I live for stories like that. Because this little smug jerk, because he's not making or doing anything. This is not anything that's going to help people. This is nonsense. This virtual crap. This crypto crap, I call it. So he had some company, FTX or whatever, lost a whole lot of money, and now here's my second problem with this guy. First of all, he was screaming,
This isn't fair.
that's what I say to him.
That's all, folks.
No good for him.
I love you.
He begged when he was there, but it wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. So, unfortunately for this jack-off, we got a lot of this.
Wrong. Don't try to be funny, will you, meathead?
So the other problem is he's filing for bankruptcy. I have a problem for this. Why does he get to file for bankruptcy, or these people that have trillions of dollars and because they lost it in some kind of obscure nonsense that's probably not even accurate or legal, why do they get to file bankruptcy? I mean, those things should be instituted for people that need it. If you need help, if you're seriously someone that's worked and now you're out of work, or you're not for these yuppie quadrillionaire app developing crap crypto craps. Why are they getting declared bankruptcy? He had the money. He hit the backspace by accident. I thought I was hitting backspace. Is there any way I could get that $16 trillion back? That's why you back everything up. I always back up everything. So this way, if I had $16 trillion, I wouldn't lose it in an hour. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page for this jerk off. This jerk. I say we all throw in some nickels and help this poor man out. It's a real heart Christmas story it'll be if we can get his $16 billion back to him. What a moment. It'll be a tearjerker. We'll all get together on Christmas Eve and go, here's your 16 million. It's almost an It's a Wonderful Life moment. It's a very Jimmy Stewart moment. If the town can come together and collect the $16 billion for, what's this idiot's name? Sam Freed. He'll be fine. He's turning 14 next week. Oh, man. Man, does that sit well with me. Love it. Love it, idiot. Idiot. What a... I'm really upset about that. I love Josie and the Pussycats.
That is so fetch.
I want to read you a couple of Dear Amy's. These are awesome. Here's an ex who's this guy was upset his girlfriend ghosted him, or so he thought. Let me read this to you because this is pretty interesting. I like this one. I got two of them actually. Jessie and I dated during college and for 2 years after. She left to go home for a few weeks and left her cat with me. Mistake number one. I don't watch anybody's pets. There's only one pet I watch. Okay, my sister's doorbell. Other than that, there's no pets I'm watching. The story was her mom was sick and her dad was out of town long term. Red flag number two. The dad's out of town long term. What does that mean? So she needed to go home. Well, 1 month turned into 3 and she wasn't answering my text or being upfront with me about what was going on. So I broke up with her. She wasn't even there to break up with me because he broke up with her. And now this idiot's stuck with her cat. He had to find the cat a new home. It was a big pain, and he complained about the whole thing to his friends. And he said since she basically ghosted me and left me literally holding the cat. Get it? I never wanted and didn't have time to take care of this cat. She tried to call me a few times last year, but I was dealing with a lot, so I blew her off. Recently, we finally met face to face, and she explained to me what happened. Her dad was caught with something I'll keep. And needless to say, he's doing time in the state pen. And the mom also was another issue. I'll keep that under wraps. But basically, the dad was in prison, and the mom also was not doing well as a result of that. Now I understand, and we're dating again, and I'm so happy to have her back in my life, and the father who's in the state penitentiary. My friends are going to be a problem, though. They think of her as this person who not only blew me off, but left me with her abandoned cat. Jessie is still not comfortable being open about her dad, who's in prison, or her mom, who's a little bit out of it. How do I go about integrating her into my friend group without putting the whole thing on an awkward situation? Okay. I won't even tell you what she said because Amy's advice is usually useless. It's a lot of gibbly garb. But to me, I would have broke up the whole thing once she handed me a cat. Because you know the cats are the deniquity of the underworld, right? Those are the animals of the underworld. So right there, Steve, can you hold this cat for me? I don't think we're right for each other. I think it's time we moved on. That's all. And you don't need to worry about now what are you going to have to do? Now you got to spend weekends going to visit the father up in the state pen, the mother in the psychiatric ward. This is now time consuming, and you're still laden with this feline cat. Do I have to describe love to everybody? Love is not worth this. There is no love that's worth incarceration and a feline. What's going on, man?
Did you have an awesome time? Did you drink awesome shooters and listen to awesome music and then just sit around and soak up each other's awesomeness?
Dear Amy, number 2. I am a 28-year-old man. My best friend from childhood, Kenneth, recently got engaged. I couldn't be happier for him. Kenneth has decided that I won't be his best man. His future bride's brother, Bart, will be. When he told me about it, I was a little hurt. Although I quickly got over myself and realized this is not about me, unfortunately. Then a few weeks later, Kenneth and I went out to dinner. As a mistake. After a few drinks, we all laughed and joked, and I had a wonderful time until Kenneth made a joke about me being the best man, but Bart the better man, because he had chosen him over me. I laughed a little, but was deeply hurt. Kenneth and I have talked many times about what a jerk Bart is. It's just a jerk. Who would name somebody Bart? If your name is Bart, you're a jerk right off the bat. He's rude, he's ungrateful, he's spoiled, he's entitled, and according to Kenneth, he's also a womanizer. Sounds like my kind of guy. I might have to have him on the Steve Squared Show next Monday. I might replace him with Steve. Anyway, I tried to forget about this silly remark, but it's now been repeated several times, not just by Kenneth, but by other members of the bridal party. He's now become the bridal joke. Oh, no, my Jessie has now become the bridal joke. Even though it's always been said with a laugh and meant as a harmless joke, it bothers me more and more. I just chuckle along because I know this wedding isn't about me, and I don't want to be any source of drama. The wedding is still several months away, but I don't know if I can take it anymore. Am I overreacting? Or should I privately kill Kenneth? Nah. Or should I privately mention this to Kenneth? I edited. I know he didn't mean to hurt me, but I'm not quite sure why he made the joke in the first place. Do you think I'm overreacting? I think you're underreacting. I think you should go full carnage on the whole bridal party. Well, here's what I would do, Kenneth. First of all, I wouldn't write to a newspaper about this problem. I would call the Steve Squared Show. You go right to the source. I'm the source. I know how to fix things, right? I fixed that other guy's cat. First of all, I don't know why he took the cat. I would have just opened the front door and let the cat go. Cats like to be out in the wild, right? They like to play with wild raccoons in the middle of the night. Don't you hear that screaming in the middle of the night by garbage pails? That's cats having fun with raccoons. That's what they enjoy. What I would tell him is, this is what you do to get even with everybody. You start talking to Kenneth's fiance. Yeah, maybe they go out. Maybe you say, look, I want to get to know you better. Maybe we should go to the local pub and have a grasshopper on me. And that's how it starts.
Did you have an awesome time? Did you drink awesome
Who told you you can eat my cookies?
That's what you do. You don't write, Dear Amy, you don't write to an obscure newspaper about this problem, because first of all, it's not as quick as texting. You're not going to get an answer back. I don't think she responds to these for a couple of years. This whole wedding is going to be long gone, and you're going to be sitting there at that awkward wedding table. You'll be at the back table with some solo people that are single, or maybe an odd relative that just flew in from Miami for this. You'll be at a weird table eating weird fish. Is what's going to happen, and then you're going to have to dance weirdly alone or with that cat. But that was the other story, so you probably won't have the cat at the wedding. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'm having a hair. Look at this. It's not a bad look, but I still haven't made a haircut appointment because I'm still in crisis mode about which barber to use. I really want to use the one that the owner. She's really good, but I've been using the other guy. Their chairs are next to each other. It's so hard to make that switch. 7:25. There was something else I wanted to. Oh my gosh. Lindsay Lohan. I like Lindsay Lohan. I know she's had a lot of trouble and a lot of things. Lindsay Lohan's got a movie coming out. It's some Christmas feel-good movie. Jack Wagner's in it, plays her dad. You know the great Jack Wagner from 100 years ago. He did a lot of soap operas. And I think I forget what he was on, General Hospital or something. And he was also on, what else was he on? Some of those movies those TV shows in the 90s, I forget, whatever. But so Newsday does these critiques. So right away they blast this movie. They say it's going to be on Netflix. It's one of those Christmas feel-good, corny movies. Fine, whatever. But they blast it. It doesn't have the chops, the writing, the this, the that. If I follow these reviews of this reviewer in Newsday, and I see where the direction they go, okay? So this Netflix special fits the boxes that makes it acceptable to blast, if you know what I mean. Where certain movies or shows that need to be blasted, or at least critiqued fairly, are not, due to casting, writers, who's the director, then there are a challenging think piece. Strong. For some reason. I know that reason. Do you? Bothers me. It just bothers me. And they still keep pitching. Oh, do you know Rocky's got a reality show coming? Sylvester Stallone. It's called Rocky Reality. Him and his wife and his 3 ditzy daughters are going to be on it. I hate nepotism, and I hate people thinking they have this status because of their parents. So these 3 daughters have these podcasts, and they're, celebrity YouTubers, only because of Sylvester Stallone. It's like Judd Apatow's daughter, Maud. They're good actors, but they're only there because of their parents. Leslie Mann and Judd Apatow. Like, these people have a leg up. Stop thinking they're giving her awards. You're there because of a parent who's a celebrity. Stop thinking which is fine. But, just own up to it. Rocky Reality, I'm not going to watch that. Hey, do you know there was a study done? I'll give you my fitness tip of the day. If you go on vacation, they say you want to get rid of jet lag, you want to feel good on your vacation, at least 30 minutes of exercise. You go to Aruba, before you run out on the beach and get eaten by a shark, go on a treadmill, take a Pilates class, take a yoga, do some movements that will really get your balance in a kumbaya sense. That's my fitness tip of the day, brought to you by dumbbells. Remember, you're not dumb. You're dumbbells. Steve Squared listeners would never be called dumbbells unless they attended dumbbells. I think that's... So I just banged out those stories pretty good. Oh, my mom's going to be really happy about this. Oh, here's the Rocky Reality Show. When is this? Do you know he's 76 years old? Wow, his wife is 54. Good for him. She's 22 years younger, Jennifer Flavin. And his daughters, Sophia, Sistine, and Scarlett. Oh, they all have S names. I get it. It's funny. I get it. And they're also going to be, what are they also going to be doing? My mom will like this. Mariah Carey is going to be doing the Christmas special this holiday. She always does. They made it like this big announcement, but of course, she's the go-to. All I Want for Christmas, that's my mom's favorite Christmas song. I put that on her ringer for her. I put that on her ringer.
Who told you you can eat my cookies?
And finally, Lucky Dogs. So they have these dog hotels for the holidays. They have these stupid hotels for dogs, places for pampered pets. You could bring your dog. There's a resort for dogs. There's one in Westbury called the Canine Resorts Pet Hotel, where these dogs are like pampered. They have one called the Old World Farmhouse. The North Shore Animal Center in Northport is a charming place for your pet to spend a week away from the troubles of home life. Maybe they're stressed about work. Maybe they're stressed about you just got a cat and they need to get away. You can go and be lovely pampered for the small paltry price of $500 a day. I don't know what the price is, but these dogs do look very happy. There's also Upsala Daycare in Mineola, the Best in Show Pet Resort in Mineola. There's only, when I said that name just now, it made me think of Best in Show, that movie by Christopher Guest, Best in Show, where it's a mock satirical look at dog shows of basically the Westminster dog show and how these people are fanatical about their pet dogs, their show dogs. You know what I'm saying? Give me a regular dog any day. Give me the old doggy. I don't need any pampered, primpsy dog with its all frou-frou-y. Stop it. Just be a dog. Be who you are. Embrace who you are. And I think that's the lesson and the motto of today's Steve Squared Show as we come to a close at 7:31. I'm spilling over time. Our sponsors will be angry with me, but who cares? Because they're all bankrupt right now if they've had any stake in crypto crapo. Oh boy, I think this is what I would have said to this guy.
Do better?
That's what you got to do. You just got to do better. Anyway, for myself, thanks for my dad making a guest appearance. How fun was that? Happy birthday to him. And I hope you all have a great week. I will see you next Monday. Who knows from where? I'll be somewhere. I don't know. Maybe the library, maybe the studio, maybe here, maybe there, maybe a car. I don't know where. But I'll be there. I can tell you that. I don't know where, but I'll be there. And if you're not there, don't be square. Because the Steve Squared Show is all about being the square. Check out Stephen R. Kaminsky Instagram. We'll get some stuff up there for you, hopefully. And I think you learned a lot today about pampering your pets, the not watching Pickled, but rather watching A Christmas Story Christmas with Peter Billingsley, now 51 years old. I'll shoot your eye out. We talked a lot about, definitely start saving some money to pay back that student loan, and and get yourself a can of Pringles. I'm telling you. And don't forget, when you land, first thing you're going to do on vacation, get on that treadmill, run along the beach, take a yoga, maybe a little Pilates. For myself, for Kermit, for my dad, and for the rest of the cast, for an obscure Steve who knows where he is, I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K. As always, keep it funny, keep it real, keep it sarcastic, keep it awkward, and don't go to CBS. Have a great week.
That's the program. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.